We can't rely on the Americans anymore. As simple as that. I love the Americans, by the way. I love the people. Love the elected officials, except one.
Doug Ford didn't mince words, and that's the vibe across the country. Premiers are split on how to handle the new U.S. tariffs. Is that weakness or leverage? Today we're digging into the split, the risk, and the big gamble Premier Smith thinks it's worth taking. If you're new here, welcome to Unfiltered. If you're already a subscriber, thanks for supporting the channel. And make sure throughout this video, you leave your thoughts in the comments section below. Think of it as a large Canadian virtual town hall meeting, Unfiltered. All right, here's the split in plain English. One camp says hit back hard, draw a line in the sand, show teeth. The other camp says keep the lines open, don't take the bait. Both sound reasonable. The question is, which one actually gets Canadians a win? Now, we've seen this before, a divided front, but this time it feels different. The stakes are higher. Our reliance on the United States seems like it's at a breaking point, and our leaders know it. So while Ottawa seems to be taking a passive approach, provinces, they're taking matters into their own hands. Now, before we paint this as a cage match, listen to this. Behind the mics, there's more cooperation than you might think.
Well, I certainly, first of all, seeing that there are a whole lot of moving parts here, a lot of significant issues, differences in terms of interest, whether it be with Mexico or with some of the provinces. But I'm also struck by the amount of willingness to work together, to try to hammer out some kind of common ground, some kind of reasonable way of managing the uncertainty and unpredictabilities coming out of the United States.
Okay, that is important. Publicly, they disagree. Privately, they're trying to row in the same direction. If that's real, it's almost like good cop, bad cop approach. One applies pressure, one keeps the doors open. That can work if everybody knows the playbook and the timing. If not, mixed signals can get expensive and expensive fast. This isn't a new play for Canada, but the economic and political pressure from the United States hasn't hit a level we've seen like this in decades. The question for Mark Carney and the new federal government is how they balance a united front with the very real and different economic interests of each province. That's the challenge. Hey, if you're finding this kind of unfiltered analysis helpful, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button. It's the best way to support the channel. And make sure you don't miss our next video. Turn on those notifications and please share this video. Now, here's the risk if that coordination slips.
Let's talk about those divisions a little more. We have heard from premiers, for example, Premier Ford, as well as Premier Scott Moe, on how we need to tackle our response to the United States. How do you think all of that is going to actually influence the final decision of the Prime Minister?
Well, first of all, I think the different public statements by premiers could be something that the United States tries to exploit. In other words, tries to pick up on those who think that Canada should reduce, for example, the counter tariffs. Some who say that we ought to be tougher, and knowing that there are those kinds of differences is something that I think negotiators will try to exploit.
Exactly. Division isn't just optics. It's a lever other countries can pull. If Washington sees premiers arguing, they're going to pick the soft spot. Lower your counter tariffs. Be more flexible. Split your coalition. That turns provincial politics into a negotiating tool against us, and we pay for it at the till. Look, we've seen other countries fall into this trap, and we as Canadians can't afford to do the same. This just isn't about tariffs. It's about a political showdown that has real-world consequences for every single one of us from coast to coast to coast. What's the smarter posture right now? Pressure or patience? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And it's not just us asking that question.
Okay. Now, the Prime Minister, as we know, Tuesday, Laurie, he said that he will talk to President Trump when it makes sense. What do you make of that statement?
Well, I think we're clearly seeing, even when we saw Canadian representatives leaving Washington, it was pretty clear that they saw that there was no ground to be gained at this point in time. There are other things that need to be looked at, and I think everyone not just Canada, Mexico, in the EU, other countries frequently are asking, who's got the recipe for dealing effectively with the demands being made by the United States and the unpredictability, the uncertainty that is throwing the international economic system into. And
right? Mexico's asking, the EU's asking, everyone's asking, what's the recipe that actually works? The whole world is asking, who has the recipe for dealing with the demands from Donald Trump in the United States? And while our Prime Minister remains silent on the clear path forward, our provinces are not. While Ottawa debates the best approach, the provinces have already been taking the lead by strengthening our economy from within. The message, it's clear. The provinces are wiring a parallel economy underneath. Ontario, a web of MOUs with 10 of the 12 provinces and territories on internal trade and labor mobility. Saskatchewan, pushing everyone into the new West Partnership model as the clearest and most straightforward path to free trade. BC and Manitoba and the Yukon signing deals for credential recognition so workers can move, and frameworks for direct-to-consumer alcohol sales. In Alberta and Ontario, a special infrastructure MOU to build new pipelines and rail lines for energy and goods. This is the provinces saying, we're not waiting for perfect, we're going to move. This isn't just about internal trade, it's about building a future where Canada is less reliant on any single partner. Energy security is the same story, and here's the cautionary tale.
When European countries learned that they have been entirely reliant for a significant amount of their energy security on Russia. Not a country that today they want to be reliant on for that energy security, and are looking to other options around the world, including uranium from Saskatchewan and nuclear reactors from North America. We shouldn't allow that to happen to us.
Europe got cornered because it bet on stable forever. Canada can't make that mistake with our commodities or our workforce. Build optionality now, markets, routes, rules, so we're never one policy away from a crisis. This is a powerful long-term vision for Canada. If you want to support the show, click the Super Thanks link below, and please share this video. And then there's Alberta. Premier Smith is pushing the federal piece hard.
To that, find a way to get to new markets. That's the only way I think that Canada will be able to have the security, the energy security we're looking for. And it's not just energy. Once we have those routes that are established and we can build out rail line and port infrastructure, that's great for food export, for fiber export, for manufactured goods export. Everything I've heard from Mark Carney seems to suggest he's supportive of that. He would demonstrate his great support if he would repeal or substantially revise the 9 bad laws that are impacting our investment climate.
That's the challenge to the new Prime Minister in black and white. If you support growth, then prove it. Fix the 9 laws that are throttling projects. Provinces are clearing their lanes, Mr. Prime Minister. It's time for you to clear the runway. Support is nice, but policy is proof. The Premier of Alberta is saying that the provinces are doing their part, but the Prime Minister needs to do his. She's putting the political ball squarely in Mark Carney's court. And here's the bigger picture most people miss. Even if Ottawa plays it slow, the provinces have already lit the engines. Credentials moving, trade rules loosening, corridors planned across the country. That's a parallel economy coming online in real time. So yes, Premier Smith's big gamble is patience, but it only works because the provinces have built leverage underneath it. All right, Canada, it's your turn. Do you agree with the Premier of Alberta's big gamble? If Ottawa breaks faith, what's the deadline before other provinces stop waiting? 30, 60, 90 days? Drop your province in the comments below and vote 1 if you agree, 2 if you disagree. And share this with someone outside of your province to see what they say. Hopefully, you've stayed this far, and if you have, we appreciate it. And by doing so, please join our community here at Unfiltered, subscribe to the channel, turn on those notifications, and share this video. Make sure you join us down below in the comments section for a nationwide town hall Unfiltered. And for more content, you can follow us on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, and X. All the links are in the description below. And if you'd like to check out our video from last week, it's called Ottawa's Attack on Alberta. You can click through right here. My name is Dan, and we'll see you in the next video. This is Unfiltered.